Hey, it's Ryan, and I'm a banker of 16 years. So, Donald Trump's back in power, okay? And the first order of things he wants to do is to implement the tariffs on Canada and Mexico and China. Supposedly, it's 25% on Canada and Mexico, 10% on China. Now, as of yesterday, he decided to delay the implementation for 30 days for Canada and Mexico. They had a talk apparently, and they worked something out for 30 days, but it doesn't mean it's off the table. Okay, so right now they don't know exactly what's going to happen. But the fact of the matter is, I made a video about this before. Donald Trump is a man that requires a lot of recognition. He is somebody who likes to be popular and likes a lot of attention, essentially. Okay, now his whole motto is to make America great again. Okay, not to make America rich again or healthy again or smarter again, anything like that. It's to make America great again. And in my opinion, the word great implies power. Okay, he's looking for power. Okay, all this ordeal, all these things he's doing is to show the world how powerful America still is. Okay, rightly or wrongly. Okay, the fact of the matter is, America has money. They're still the number one economy in the world. Okay, they have the most influence around the world still, but when it comes down to it, I guess there are some threat that's posed to them by some of the Middle Eastern country and some of the Asian countries. So, he wants to show the world, like, don't mess with America. They're still most powerful. And essentially, I feel like he just wants to line up all his ducks around the world and get everyone in line and in place. And so, they can maintain in power. They can do whatever they want, just like they have done for many years now. Okay. The only difference is, though, in the past, they've always had a reason. They've always, whether it's real or not, or some BS excuse, they had some reason. Like, they always try to pretend to be benevolent or nice or helpful, whatever, right? But this time, they're really trying to show the world. Like, basically, they're sending a message. Even our friends and our neighbors doesn't mean nothing to us. We'll do whatever is necessary to show the world that America is still the most powerful. Okay? They are more like a schoolyard bully this time than anything. Okay? Like, they're not even taking the time to come up with a reason or excuse anymore. They just kind of right out saying, we're the most powerful. You guys are screwed. So that's just how it is. Now, I mean, it's just history repeating itself. It's not the first time this has happened, and this happened many times in history. Probably going to happen again in the future, right? But the fact of the matter is, we should take the opportunity to really look at this and review this and come up with a contingency plan and perhaps think of ways to avoid this, in the future. If they can do it once, they can do it again. They've done it, like, they've held us, a threat last time Donald Trump was in power, and they're doing it again. So, it actually fathoms me so much that we never learn from it. I guess the Canadian government didn't think Donald Trump would be in power again. That's the truth. I think they're just ill prepared. Okay, they thought whoever the next president is not going to be like him. And who knew? He's president again. Surprise. So it just really goes to show how ill prepared Canadian government and a lot of government around the world are. That's just truth. But the fact of the matter is, I'm going to say this now, and I'm going to tell you in the future it's going to be the same. This doesn't have to be just Donald Trump. It could be somebody else. But it's going to happen again. It's not going to just be this time, but next time we're going to, feel the threat, either this or something else. Okay? And I think it's only smart for us to learn to diversify a relationship. That's just truth, man. Like, if they can come out like a schoolyard bully and try to show us, strong arm us, the fact is, it's not a relationship that we should basically put all our hearts and mind into. We need to diversify this relationship. That's just a fact, man. That's just, like, even after years of being comfortable with them and all that. Like, see, this could still happen. It's just human nature, man. It's just human nature. So it's only smart for us to diversify our relationship with perhaps other South American countries, Europe, Asia. Like there are many countries who are up and coming, right? Like here's the other thing: when a country, when some place is already up here and they're doing so well, it's hard to find more room to keep moving up. But it's much easier when you're down here. And North America has been very developed and very advanced for many years. So long that some of the infrastructure is actually getting old. And some of these countries that are developing and once upon a time were poor and looked down on, now they have the modernization and technology to basically help their country advance too. And they have a lot more room to improve because the difference is they have to catch up too. Like they have this much room to catch up and then advance, right? So there's a lot of opportunities and a lot of money to be made in those places. So I do think that that's the smart thing to do for a country to diversify a relationship. But with that said, the Americans obviously are expecting only one result, one outcome, and they're probably going to get it because it looks like they're getting it anyway. So they're expecting basically all of us to get down on our knees and beg for mercy. Shine their shoes. And we probably will because we're just so comfortable at it that nobody is really innovative anymore to do anything beyond that. So we're going to be strong armed again and again. And the only thing we can do is get down on our knees and beg for mercy because they're close, they're still wealthy, they're still powerful, and we don't really have any real good, solid, innovative ideas to do anything different, to be honest. So, with that said, it is expected. I do believe that obviously, King government, Mexican government, and most of the Western civilizations will try to, and Europeans will try to work out something with the United States. Okay, when we should strengthen our relationship amongst ourselves. Okay, but it is what it is. That's actually the existence of BRICS. Actually, I mean, with the East, they started this new alliance called BRICS, where they're trying to form a new currency. They know this new currency is never gonna overtake the U.S. dollar as the global world reserve, but what they're trying to show the world is they can diversify. They don't have to use that as the primary, but even if they can diversify some of it, it'll help them. It'll help them alleviate some of these reliance just on the US only. Okay, so I think that's actually kind of smart, to be honest, and it's nothing to laugh at because I made a video about this too. You're talking about countries where they are wealthy and developing countries where they're really, they've done a lot of great things in the past decade. Okay. And one of them, China, is the second largest economy in the world, second largest country in the world, second most influential country in the world. So, it's nothing to laugh at, to be honest. But, it is what it is. But here's a fact. You can't control what the government does, okay? The Kenyan government or any other government, because it's just human nature, okay? The politicians are looking out for their own best interest. One of the downfall of democracy is the short-termness of it. So, when you have short-term, responsibilities, it is human nature to try to keep things the same and not make any changes to it because it's just easier that way, and then pass the ball on to the next person, and then the next person, okay? Because some of these things require long-term plan, but if, this guy's only in it for 4 or 5 years, and then potentially he may be in again or not, but he has to pass the ball on potentially, then the fact is, any major project that requires long-term may not be viable, okay? So, it is just easier to stick with what they're comfortable with. Okay, so it is, in my opinion, unlikely they'll make any significant changes even after this time, after being bullied and strong-armed this time. It is just what it is. But I do believe in democracy. I mean, I think, the freedom and the right to choose is a wonderful thing. I mean, it's a right that we take granted sometimes. But With that said, people, you got to take care of yourself too. So, if your government is not going to do that and diversify their relationship, well, you got to take care of yourself, and from a more financial standpoint, in my opinion, even for myself, I diversify amongst globally. Okay. I diversify amongst North America, Europe, and Asia. I can't wait for the government to build a relationship with other countries too. And I don't need to anyway, but you should diversify your investments, with different places. Because like I said, there's, a lot of countries, a lot of companies where there's like around here, they're very promising and they have a lot of room to improve and lots of opportunity. That's where you can make the most money, not ones already up here and established. Those are blue chip companies, pays out dividend potentially, more stable. But if you want more opportunity, you need something that have more growth, growth opportunity, right? And diversifying your investment is also a way to mitigate the risk, your demographic risk, your geographic risk, So if one country doesn't do very well, there are other ones where you mitigate your risk to, right? So that's why in this new world, diversification globally is the way to go. With the technology we have, with the opportunities, it's only smart to do that, okay? The whole world doesn't just consist of America anymore, okay? So this is something that you probably should look into, talk to your professional advisors and whatnot and get more information. But that's what I do and that's what I look into. And so you can look into it too, right? You can diversify and find a lot of wonderful opportunities, okay? That's my take. But at the end of the day, though, I do believe once America has shown their power and make everyone feel like, America is still wonderful and great and they're all, wonderful and secure about themselves again, then they'll work out a deal with, about the tariffs and the trades and things like that. And then they'll move on to the next problem that they're going to come up with. Okay, so, it's just how it works. It's always been like that. So I wouldn't be too worried, to be honest. That's one thing I learned with all these years of banking experience, like there's always something in the works. Okay, so I don't feel like there's anything right now that's world-ending problem or event, so we can always handle it. Okay, so I appreciate it. We'll talk again next time. Thank you.